then he was upset about.
Hey, I'm broadcasting now, just so you know.
Okay. He was upset that he had been benched. He was upset that he'd been benched, so he was sitting. He got caught, and he was quick to come up with a solution for it. That's my opinion. But
I think he ended up seeing what it became and turned it into an exploitation.
But I've always stressed that I have always stressed that at least at the beginning, Kaepernick was listening, because a military guy came in and said, "Let's talk," and they came up with a kneeling. Now, since then, he has taken this thing way beyond the point of reason, and he doesn't listen to anybody.
My thing is if they want to protest during the national anthem or whatever, fine. You better not be playing in that game. You better not be on the goddamn clock. That's all I gotta say. I can't do it at work. You can't do it at work.
Well, then you'd have to get the owners to stop allowing it.
Well, they did that. The virtue signaling act.
Right. Though, as I call it, pandering.
It's the same thing as pandering.
Yep.
It's the epitome of spinelessness.
Right now, we have somebody. Actually, it was your brother who brought up the Drew Brees wearing the Jacob Blake name on his helmet, and that was the final straw. I didn't watch his whole video, but that was the final straw for him. He's not watching any. I would say this.
He's not watching any
Drew Brees'
football?
case. Right. In Drew Brees' case, Drew Brees got absolutely crushed for stating his own beliefs earlier this year.
Then he backed the fuck down.
Yep.
And
he is going beyond pandering to that. He wants to disappear into the crowd again and doesn't want it. Instead of standing his ground like Villanueva did by coming out and standing for the national anthem.
I have no respect for him anymore. He's spineless.
Because as more information is coming out about Jacob Blake, nobody is standing up and saying, you know what, maybe we need to move on to somebody else.
Tom Blanda, the Dolphins quarterback. Forgot about that.
I don't like this. They don't show the whole, like, you get 90% of your kickoff return. They don't show you the whole return. They show you the last seconds.
So far, John, the part you missed in our discussion earlier, there is some little things in gameplay, but we both played exhibition. There's lag in the extra point kicks when you're playing the computer, and that is just absolute garbage, because the lag,
come on.
You should not have lag in a non-online game at all.
Right. It should be right. I know I played the intro game there.
Yeah, the Ravens and Chiefs. I played that 3 times.
The physics, just they're gone. They're not there. It's non-existent.
But it's not.
I've got it actually on a video on my phone.
Is it any worse than 20 though?
It's at the very least the same.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't see anything worse.
They didn't change.
No, they upgraded the visuals. I'll give them that. Like when there's a flag when there's a flag or a timeout or something, there's a new visual. There's something new to look at.
Even then, I didn't really get too much going on there. I didn't really see a whole lot yet because I haven't really gotten into the game yet. But
I haven't either. I just played. I'm same as you. We've just played the exhibition.
The exhibition, like the same intro for the star player for the team or whatever. Same goddamn thing.
Oh, The beginning of the game is a little different. But yeah, when they're introducing now, I did not see introducing the starting lineups. I didn't see that. So the quarterbacks come out.
But I skipped them because I didn't have time. I literally got it in before I left for work.
Yeah. But none of that is really important to me. My biggest things have always been, first and foremost, I want the uniform options to improve. But that's editing wise. The second thing for me is...
I think there should be a lot more, like, historically, all those uniforms should be in.
Everything should be there. They have the ability. If they have the ability to put all this yard crap on there, they have the ability to give us a 5 extra.
The fucking goofy bullshit from pop culture.
They need to give us the white
nation football.
They need to give us
historically accurate uniforms.
and they need to give us away jerseys. If we have a home jersey from 1965, we need the away jersey. You're not going to, you know, some teams have it and some teams don't, and that's bullshit. Why is it that there's like the Vikings have both options for home and away? In fact, I believe every single Vikings uniform is on the game, but if I want to be the Bills away in 1990, I have to wear the modern white jersey. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why are the Vikings more important than the Bills?
Right.
Babe really 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I was gonna say that it's not that they can't do it. I don't know why they don't do it, but same thing with the even if nobody wants to do historical stuff except for us, fine, whatever. But even just like the relocation, even with just normal teams, you want to move Jacksonville, they're the same options. There's actually less in 21.
Right.
But they couldn't even.
They took away.
They made the whole yard with like 40 different choices of uniforms or more, but they couldn't design like 3 more uniforms in 1 more city. You know?
Here's the other thing. Remember why they got rid of uniform customization back in the day when you could create your own team?
Al Davis threw a fit. Al Davis threw a fit because he was afraid people would put the Raiders in pink. Yeah. At least that's the legend. I don't know.
There was that, and then there was something else having to do with creating teams that didn't really exist or some shit. Instead of playing the simulated teams of the real teams or some shit, there was some bogus nonsense. But now they want to sit there. Now they want to sit there and put in purchasable uniforms.
Oh well, that's money. All right, then.
They need to go get back to
here's something EA Sports. Here's something for you, EA Sports.
DLC though, I don't want to pay for that shit. That shit should be free because the game's already $60 and it's trash. You owe us for decades of shit.
I will say this. I've been saying this for 3 years now. Why are we buying a new game every year anyway?
Yeah.
Why haven't they gone to a subscription-based game?
That's a conversation that's been being had on Twitter and stuff too.
Sports games in general.
Right. Well, I can answer it for you because it's rated the worst game ever, and the sales are just fine.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, true.
So when we stop buying it, maybe something will change.
Well,
but if there's 1 million people that buy it and they're all pissed off, that's still 1 million people that bought it. Nobody cares that they're pissed off.
That goes back. That goes back to the old argument of people burning their jerseys when they get pissed at something.
Yeah.
Well, you're not hurting anybody's bottom line by doing that. All you're doing is getting some views on YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
spend your money.
There's people that complain all the time, and I wish they were cheaper too. But the Cubs tickets have gone up and up and up, and then they won the World Series, and they're way more expensive now. And then so everyone's like, all they do is keep raising the prices. I'm like, yeah, and they're still selling out. Like, what kind of business would you run where you're like, we keep raising the tickets and they keep paying them? You know what? We owe it to them to lower it. No, you don't. Like,
no,
that would be stupid business.
Supply and demand. Well, I took that class my freshman year of college.
You know, you get people like Spectrum Cable offering discounts for new customers, and yet the customers that have been with them for 20 fucking years are like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I left, actually.
Yeah.
Because I called them, and I was on like this hour-long thing. I'm like, you seriously, you just put something in the system that pretends I'm new? Like, why can't you give me somewhat near the same deal you give for
years or something?
Yeah.
Even if they did that, like, oh, you've been with us for 10 years, here's 10% off. Oh, you've been with us for 20 years, here's 20% off for the rest of the year.
And then the whole year. So then they told me, they're like, well, if you do decide to leave, and then you come back in 91 or more days, as long as it's been more than 90 days, you will be considered a new customer. I'm like, really? So you're telling me I have to go to someone else for at least 3 months, and then if I come back, you'll give me the deal? And I just have to keep doing that? I have to be with you for 11 months, then go somewhere else for 3 months, then come back for 11 months to keep getting the new deal?
It's fucking ridiculous. That's what they should do, though, is go to percentage-based. Been with us for 10 years, here's 10% off for a whole year. 15 years, 15% off for a whole year.
Well, here's something to what you said, Phantom, is that they're giving you 3 months to go find something better. Can you imagine
Right.
your wife walking in the room right now and says, "Well, honey, I'm going to give you 3 months to go out and explore the field."
Yeah,
Just like the
no.
movie Hall Pass, basically.
Right.
So,
right.
well, obviously it works a little differently with wives. The wife's not going to take you back if you go out and you do
Right,
that. But
right.
it's a similar concept in the fact that if you got 3 months to go find something better
Mm-hmm.
without any penalty, if she comes and says, and then 3 months will take you back.
Here's the thing with that, though. You're not going to find something better.
No.
Why?
Well, you are in cable.
No, you're not. Because, okay, who competes
I
with
did.
Spectrum?
I cut the cord. Well, okay, never mind. I pay Spectrum for my internet, so.
Right.
But I still save a lot of money. But that's just because in this area there's no internet options.
No, go to anywhere. Where are you going to find another cable internet provider? Not cable TV, cable internet provider. That's giving you the same speeds and shit. You're not going to find... You can go anywhere in the country. You're going to find one cable provider. You're going to find one Fios provider. You're going to find one, maybe two, because God forbid satellite fucking internet is worth...
Oh, satellite internet's horrible, especially in this area.
Ass.
Yeah.
The only competition between ISPs is in how they deliver it.
Yep.
Not you can't get Charter to compete against Spectrum to compete against whoever the fuck else there is. If you did that, you'd see the prices drop drastically. You know.
Well,
Yeah,
it's the same thing with Madden. It's the same thing with EA Sports. If you have no competition,
Right, yeah.
you have no
exactly.
competition, why do you care?
They got competition.
It's exactly...
They got, Verizon gives this or that. No. Verizon provides different type of fucking internet service.
So how many months ago was it that 2K announced that they're going to get back into making football games? Like 7 months ago or something?
Yeah.
And then, and clearly, Madden's entire focus was the yard.
Yeah.
And then because 2K can do something like the yard, so they're like, we need to do something that's going to compete with it. They didn't touch franchise. Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't even play a franchise game yet, but from what I heard from everyone else.
Franchise regardless.
Right, because they haven't had to. They haven't had to since 2005.
They have MUT.
Right.
Once they started that MUT shit, they dropped franchise like a hot potato.
The only reason they kept it in the game is to just keep selling to suckers like us that play franchise.
Well, and because there was no competition. So, for any franchise people, which there are a lot of, they're going to buy the game anyways because that's your only choice. Then, for the people that are going to say, ooh, I'll buy 2K if it's better, then that's why they work on MUT and, the yard so much, is because if they can compete with those other games on those, and then you have to buy this if you want franchise because it's literally the only one, then they get money from everything.
I've been loyal to EA Sports since 1993. Got my first Madden game for Christmas that year. And all throughout high school, high school and college, when other kids were playing 2Ks or 989, I was still buying EA Sports stuff because I was loyal to the product. They won me over as a customer. Mm-hmm. I stopped buying Madden when I got the job at the nuclear power plant because I just didn't have the time. I had the money now, but I didn't have the time until Madden 17. PlayStation 4, I get back into it. And Madden 17 was kind of a trick because it kind of made you think, oh, this game's not too bad. The graphics are fantastic, first of all. The editing is cool because we started playing around with the editing. Well, you weren't there yet, John, but I started playing around with the editing a little bit with the alternate Super Bowl stuff. And then Madden 18 came out with a new engine, and it's just gone downhill ever since, to the point where, yes, I'm downloading the free trial, but I'm not buying the game.
Right.
That is twofold.
The free trial when it locks out.
There's twofold on that why I'm not buying the game. One is I'm not spending any money on the NFL this year. I'm still watching the product, but I'm not rooting for the players unless they're on my fantasy team. I'm rooting for the team, not the player. And two is EA Sports is such crap. Even if I was invested in buying NFL merch, I wouldn't buy this game. And I'm not sure I'll buy Madden 22 or Madden.
We put this whole online simulation stuff together that I actually bought Madden.
Yeah.
prior to that, I hadn't bought it for 5-6 years.
Oh, come on.
And,
Wait, I remember you buying 18 to get into the Bush League.
Obama just body slammed me, by the way.
What you have here? You have, if you like your body slam, you can keep your body slam.
Yeah.
All 57 states, right? Anyway, because you had somebody that you knew you could play against, and I had, you knew me and you knew Norm. But other than that, I introduced you to the other guys. But it wasn't a fun league as far as
a couple of guys radio.
you knew that. Well, yeah, one guy was trying to pick fights constantly, and you knew that those other two guys, when I worked with the power plant and the state trooper, were going to be in the Super Bowl every year because they were head and shoulders above. I mean, my coworker is was at that time one of the top rated guys in the nation. I mean, let's face it, it was kind of my goal was to get in the playoffs and maybe draw you or Norm in the playoffs and win a game.
Yeah.
So then you and I branched off.
I was just happy to play with somebody I knew online.
Yeah, you and I branched off into the original attempt at Sack to the Future.
Right.
With the Jackal there, and then eventually we got this.
Nance is hurt.
Our original attempt at Sack to the Future honestly probably would have been best in arcade. The way I rated players.
He's running into the locker room.
Just hypothetically speaking, would arcade mode be better for us?
I don't know.
Have we broken the game?
You
don't think so? I've only played one game of arcade mode since I got back into EA Sports, and it was a exhibition game.
I mean, what's the real difference there? I don't think I've ever.
Seemed like it was easier. Seemed like it was easier to intercept passes. It didn't seem like a true arcade. Like when I think arcade football, I think John Elway's quarterback in the '80s. Like things are just randomly fast.
I think, of like NFL Blitz.
Yeah, it was nothing like that.
Bruce Sterling will not be able to return.
Who?
Jim Nance.
That's too bad.
Yeah. I can tell you're deeply concerned.
Very much so. I'm just glad I got a win this week with Buffalo. I'm at 58%. I wish this. Okay, I'm not going to be online at all from 8:46 to.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
That time's fucking sacred as well.
No, I am going social media dark until after the second tower fell. What I am usually I'll watch the news from that day, the original news, but this year WWE Network is showing the SmackDown, the first live gathering after 9/11 at 8 a.m. They're showing a SmackDown from September 13th, which included a huge tribute in the ring where even characters who didn't break character, Undertaker and Kane were standing out there with the wrestlers for the tribute. So that's at 8 a.m. I'm putting that on. That goes to 9:30, and that's my only plans for tomorrow morning.
Hey, Tears, you missed my running back. Jim Nance is out for at least the game. We'll see if I get any Packer luck, and he'll be back for next week or not. The Packers, Bart Starr and the running back, Horning, are both back next week, right?
Yep. No serious injuries.
Yeah.
Tears, if you've been listening or not, we basically are of the opinion that not enough has changed in Madden to make it worth anything yet. Phantom did a little bit of the yard earlier, and somebody was wearing cheetah print underwear.
Oh, come on.
No, he was.
Cheetah print underwear matters in football.
Well, so here's the one thing. Well, first of all, I only played one half of one game, so the kick lag was worse.
The kick lag against the computers. That's not good at all.
But the receivers not jumping every other time to catch a ball was good, and the quarterback not fumbling every time he was hit was good. So I actually think there's more in it. Again, it was just one half, and I didn't have any crazy passes like you did.
Improvements, but they're minimal.
Yeah.
Well, I've played 3 games. The receiver's not jumping every time the ball's in the air is definitely an improvement. The quarterbacks, you said, but then again, I've only played with Mahomes and Jackson, so I don't know.
And I was Trubisky, but I mean, in this game,
I got Mahomes to fumble.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes,
but that was on the sack, right?
Yeah.
Which is more realistic than when he's determined to run the ball, anyways.
The sack thing is still broken because I was still able to outrush the left tackle just on speed alone and go 20 yards past him. Yeah, I was still
you
able
were
to
on pro though, right?
Yes, I wasn't on all pro. I didn't try that. So maybe it's improved. I don't know.
And then and the defensive line being able to do moves was. I have to do it more, but it's a good idea. We'll see. It's probably broken once you learn how to do it, because that's usually what they do. They have a good idea, but then they break it. But
I've noticed
the first half closes.
But I could tell that Khalil Mack was way better than any of my other guys, which is good. He should be, like he did the moves quicker and they worked sometimes.
There was one thing that irked me, but it wasn't. It didn't affect the game. On the last play of the game, I had a 85-yard pick six. And John, I'll ask you, since you weren't here, what happens when time runs out in the fourth quarter on a touchdown in the NFL?
What happens when time runs out in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, you score a touchdown after the clock has hit 0.
They should still do normally, unless I knew they still let you do the extra point.
They have to. It's not they let you. They have to. It's by rule. But this game ended. There was no extra point attempt. So I mean, it seems like a trivial thing, but to me, it is lack of knowledge of the rules.
It's an accuracy thing.
Yeah,
it's an accuracy thing. I don't care how trivial it is. It's accuracy.
To me, it is.
Come on, blocked.
EA Sports, once again, lack of knowledge in the rules. If they can't get something like that, there has been a glitch in Madden for 3 or 4 years now, where if the computer or you, for instance, score a touchdown that is then called back, the touchdown is still in the stats and shows up in the scoring summary, but it's not in the final score. And that is a little thing that they can't seem to fix in 4 years. Come on. You're not paying attention to the fan outcry.
Right.
I'm at 60%. This is the slowest download of a game I've ever seen. It's been.
That's the weird thing too, is you experienced some pretty shitty internet there for some reason, and it's cable.
Wow. I'm glad he threw it away, but I don't know how off his back foot he threw it that far.
I pay the, but only when I play Madden against you guys. I don't get it. I pay the highest cable internet I can, and yet it seems to happen when you're playing me.
Graham gets close to the first down.
That was another thing. I was able to, with Lamar Jackson, I was able to stop on a dime and immediately start running again. It didn't have this slow motion making a decision of moving to allow somebody to catch you. But that was Lamar Jackson. I don't know how Lamar Jackson is in Madden 19 or Madden 20, but in Madden 21 he was phenomenal to play. Oh, Tear says goodnight.
Yeah, good night, Tears. My running game is definitely taking a hit since Nance is out.
Well, I don't know what I did, but I'm getting a lot more comments.
For what?
My last video.
Which one? The
yeah. I'm getting a lot more comments.
Are they relevant comments, or are they?
Yeah, no, they're not girls.com comments. They're talking about what I talked about. This guy just mirrors what you just said. These employee football players need to do their personal activism on their own time. We get enough of the PC, SJW, woke political BS throughout the week. We just want unifying event in sports far, and it goes on. But click on
Nice catch by Cold Claw there.
That's the point. The whole concept of the NFL and professional sports in general is it's supposed to be entertainment and an escape from reality.
Okay, he goes on to say, he continues, we just want unifying event in sports for our enjoyment, not to be lectured nor told. No, I'm not. I'm reading this comment. Not to be told how racist we are. Most important, we need to respect our flag. A lot of patriots have shed blood regardless of their creed or color in the name of freedom and our way of life. Get with the program, NFL, or go broke. Well, as I've said before, they're not going to go broke. Anytime in modern era when you boycott something, the other side is going to spend more money to make up for it.
Yeah,
we've done it on our side. We've done it on our side with Chick-fil-A, with Hobby Lobby. You know, the right has done it. They've spent money when the left is boycotting something to make sure that business does better. In fact, so.
Well, Chick-fil-A is good. Hobby Lobby.
I've never had it. So.
Oh no.
Hobby Lobby doesn't interest me. No, I've never had Chick-fil-A because we don't have one in north of Toronto, New York.
You do got some companies that are getting hit by boycotts that actually are getting a really bounces off. Wow, I can't even switch you.
What game are you doing, John?
Nike was taking a hit. I'm on 22 or 20 right now.
No, I know, but what team?
Giants Panthers.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do my sim tomorrow afternoon or so. Or probably tomorrow evening because I won't have the older two. I got to take a drop on that.
I got one comment that shows up in my notifications, but when I click on it to read more, it does not show up. But he swears throughout the whole thing, so I think that YouTube hit him with it.
Probably got.
Yeah.
What happens?
It's halftime.
Well, I mean, you gotta know how that YouTube is gonna block that stuff. Because I've tried commenting on your live videos with a swear word and it wouldn't post it.
Right. Which is funny because, I mean, they got swearing all over the place.
Yeah.
We'll start in the NFC. A division matchup pitting New Orleans against
Oh, the Falcons are destroying the Saints 21-3.
Was that one of the games tonight?
Yeah. Kirby Burger is doing it again. Oh, the Rams and the Marshalls. Considering Tears went to bed, I don't think that's happening yet. It's 0-0.
Yeah.
And then the Bears against the Bears as they're getting ready for the Cardinals.
We got to do a franchise game in this to see if that.
That's
oh
true.
God. He was out of bounds. No, he was out of bounds. Should have been intercepted.
Yeah, before the trial's over, I'll definitely get at least a franchise game in just to see if there's anything there.
This will continue up installing during the night, or if I'm going to have to start it up tomorrow and finish it.
Leave it on.
Yeah, I know. I don't really want to leave it on, though, so I guess not.
Yeah, he might have been out of bounds.
The other thing is I've lost my Roku remote. Oh, so have you had issue with your Spider Hunter headsets? Well, all of a sudden them stop working for a little while and then start up again?
No, not really.
Okay, remember when we...
flag.
Remember when we got the first set? Your girl got you one, so I went out and bought one too.
Yeah.
The blue one. And then like 6 months in it stopped working, so I went and purchased the red one.
Mm-hmm.
But my son was using the blue and it was working again. Well, tonight, it took like 4 tries to get into the party with Phantom here because my headset, he couldn't hear me. I switched over to the blue one, and it's working fine. The red one just stopped. I could hear him, but he couldn't hear me.
Put crayon in your little port there.
Yeah, right. You're not getting a lot of color commentary and play-by-play in tonight's episodes of Sack to the Future, but you're getting a lot of social commentary, that's for sure, and crayons in the headset port.
Got him right where I want him.
Was them leading you?
sort of.
Oh, catch the... Ah. It didn't look... It said out of reach, but it didn't seem like it was out of reach. Oh, well.
How does it say out of reach? I've never seen that before.
Oh, you've never had that?
No.
Well, I don't have superstar quarterbacks like you do, so they do it a lot for me.
I've seen that a lot lately, and usually they're not even remotely close to being out of reach. The player just didn't dive for the damn, like, oh, there's right there an out of reach. And that one was out of reach. Terrible fucking throw.
Yeah, usually my, when it just says, like, bullet pass inaccurate, it's way more out of reach than when it says out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the inaccurate thing.
And then, I don't know what the hell that was.
He dropped the ball for no reason, that's good.
Oh, you shoosh. That's not a shameless plug. Jesus Christ, that's $50 for that? You should have paid $30 for just 2 pieces. Oh, damn.
Oh, are you trying to get the cheetah outfit in the yard?
No. It was actually a entry tool set.
Nah. Seems like it could be more useful.
It's, yeah.
Oh, you idiot.
Would you quit calling me that?
All right, holding on the Dolphins. That's what I like to see. This is the last year where the Dolphins will be pathetic, hopefully.
No, they'll be pathetic for more longer.
I was going to say, there's really only like one season where they weren't pathetic.
Come on.
They have 2 Super Bowl wins, John.
Okay, 2, my bad. I forgot there was a second one.
Yeah, the year after.
They won't be pathetic with Marino either.
When they won the Super Bowl, I was like tiny.
You weren't born.
I was going to say, I think
72 and 73.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought they were in the early 80s.
They went to the Super Bowl twice in the 80s.
That's what it
They
was.
lost both of them. 17 and 19. Wasn't underneath the chairs.
Oh, my Lord.
Still looking for their remote.
Yeah.
Wow, Bland is 1 for 10.
Hey, Norm Sneedy is not.
No. That's why he's in the semi-pros. Who's this 99 punter?
Oh, that was he was wearing whatever number Bland is before.
Oh,
so I just
okay.
switched him to 99. It was actually John Adams too, but I gave him a different name. Gave him a CFL punter name, I think. Jesus, where did I put that remote? Not that I need it tonight. I want it in the morning.
If it was up your ass and to the left, you'd know.
No doubt.
Isn't that your line?
Yep. Well, it's not my line. It's me and Practical Jokers, but I use it.
Oh, it's sensational blocking. Every once in a while, the game works right, and it's nice. But then the next play happens.
Well, the good thing about losing the Roku remote is I've got 5 in this house, so
5 Rokus?
yeah.
Wow.
Every TV has one. Don't have cable, so you have to get your TV somehow.
I'm well aware of that. I cut the cord 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, I cut it 2 years ago.
But I don't use Roku, so.
We do.
Like Courtney has some, but I've never used it before. I just had resources. Ooh, you were right. Finally getting a freaking touchdown. Actually making a decent run for it, too.
Burt in his second carry. It's basically running by committee now since Nance is hurt.
In an effort to level the playing field, Ozzy Osbourne will debate Joe Biden.
Yeah, right. Ozzy.
Listen, Ozzy was more coherent.
If Ozzy had been the one that bit the bat, we wouldn't have all this crap.
That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them.
So wait, are you saying that Ozzy fighting the bat head off was like a butterfly effect?
No, he was fine. Nothing happened when he did it.
No.
Stay with me, John. I don't move that fast. Oh, whoever ate that was. Remember, that was one of the original rumors that somebody ate a bat over in China.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Bogus.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna sit down and not worry about it. Just watch this.
Out of reach again. Did you see it that time?
No, let me watch.
What?
Yep, out of reach.
See, you need to come down to our level of quarterbacks. You need to get some bad players on your team.
Oh, it's coming. 68 looks really bad for the Bills. Kemp got hurt in the preseason, which means he didn't take a single.
The guy tipped it into my hands.
Kemp got hurt in the preseason, so that means he didn't play a single down for the Bills, which would mean by our rule I have to drop him. Didn't carry him on the roster. And LaMonaco was traded to Oakland by that point, so Buffalo had Tom Flores and Dan Dara.
What year?
68.
Oh, okay. It's too far away.
Well, I've still got LaMonaco through 66. He's traded to the Raiders at 67. And then Stars with the Packers till 71. Unitas with the Colts till 71. Falcons don't have anything though. They won't have anything till Steve Bartkowski in the mid-70s.
Hell.
Well, we have cover 4 drop. There's a run counter.
Yeah, apparently.
Drop 7 guys into coverage and tackle the run.
Yep.
Oh, that was another thing during one of my exhibition games. Hitting the L1 square up button turned me around and looked at the guy he was covering earlier in the play.
There's the touchdown.
That's because L1 doesn't square up, it's L2.
Well, L1 squares up in Madden 20.
Unless they change the buttons again.
When I use it, it squares me up.
You're talking... L2 is the strafe or whatever that turns you back, so you're looking at the quarterback.
Yeah, that's squaring up.
Yeah, well, when you're going to make the tackle, L1 keeps you in line so you don't dive way out of the way.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But in Madden 21, he turned around and looked at the guy he was covering, which completely took him out of play.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ooh, big bastard.
Yeah. That is a big guy.
I got one fucking return with this guy, but went all the way. I can't get another one out of it. What the hell?
What are you, greedy? You had it in this game.
Yes,
I was last.
Damn it. You want this game?
Oh, was this game? Okay. How many times in the NFL has it had kick returner had 2 touchdowns in one game? I could probably count them on one hand.
Probably.
I think it's like once.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh.
I think it was that guy
Jackson,
for the Bears.
What's his nuts for the Bears?
Devin Hester.
Guy with the Bears.
That's it,
Devin Hester, that's who I'm thinking of. I don't know if anybody else has ever done it. That'd be a good thing to look up when I have ambition.
Well, it didn't help me on that dive.
Yeah, but somebody, Bonacani was right behind you to clean it up.
Right, yeah. He actually screamed at me. That's why I dove out of the way. He's like, mine! I'm like, all right.
That's bullshit. That shouldn't even happen.
No, you're right.
Unblocked.
Oh, I thought you were calling me out.
I'm calling you out.
Wow, Tom Blanda, 2 of 12.
Okay, I'm going to say it's happened a lot more than we think it did.
Probably.
Because I'm looking on ProFootballReference.com.
2 kickoff returns by the same guy in the same game.
Tyrone Hughes, 2 touchdowns. New Orleans Saints at LA Rams, 94. Josh Cribbs, 2 touchdowns. Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chiefs, 2009.
I was going to say Josh Cribbs.
Deion Washington, 2. Seattle Seahawks, San Diego, 2010. Roy Brown, LA Rams, Green Bay Packers, 85 with 2. Yeah, hold on, I got it.
That's 4 so far.
Yeah.
Hold on. If we get this. Nope. That was, who was that? Last one, Ron Brown. Travis Williams, Green Bay Packers with Cleveland Brown, 67-2. Andre Davis, 2. Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, 07. Ted Ginn Jr., 2. Miami Dolphins, New York Jets, 09. Devin Hester, 2. Bears at Rams, 06. Chad Morton, Jets, Buffalo, 2002. 2.
Oh, I do remember
Timmy
that.
Brown, Eagles and Cowboys, 66.
That's 10.
Eagles and Cowboys in 1966.
Yep.
Timmy Brown.
We're going to have to make sure Terrence allows that to happen next year.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then you did hear that Travis Williams for the Packers did it in 67, right?
No, I did not hear that. That's fake
Against
news.
the Browns.
He did.
Against
Fake
the Browns.
news. Fake news.
67.
The Packers don't do anything.
Yeah.
They actually don't have any Super Bowl wins.
You know, it sucks to have a rival in your division that has more Super Bowl wins than you do.
Oh my
Obviously,
God!
Everybody in my division,
That's the guy I want to throw to.
everybody in the AFC East has more Super Bowl wins than the Bills. But what must it be like to be in the same division with the NFL franchise that has won the most championships ever? What was that number again? Green Bay has what? How many? 13?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. You know what I find absolutely hilarious?
but the
is
Patriots
arguing
have the
with-
most since there's, been more than 20 teams.
What I find hilarious is arguing with a Steeler, and now Patriots fans too, I'm sure, about that number and how 6 is more important than 13 because it happened in the Super Bowl era. And they'll be like, well, yeah, they won championships when there was 12 teams. Granted, there were 12 teams, but think right now the 12 best quarterbacks. That's your league you got to go through. The only argument I will accept in that case is the lack of diversity back then.
So,
Yeah,
Devin
well,
Hester-
and the scouting is way better. They still get it wrong, but they didn't go
Yeah.
look at all the schools back then.
No,
They would call like, "Hey, how good is this guy? Pretty good."
Paul Brown
Alright,
of the Browns actually kind of invented modern scouting, so
So
Yeah,
Devin Hester only has 5 kick returns for touchdowns in his career.
yeah, he's got a lot more punt returns than
I was gonna
kickoff
say
returns.
punts was probably more of his thing.
He's got a Super Bowl kickoff return for a touchdown though.
Yeah.
he's only one of like 7 guys that have done that.
Yeah, but how many have then gone on to get killed in the rest of the Super Bowl?
There was a while there where the team that had the kick return was always the loser. Fulton Walker, Miami Dolphins; Stanford Jennings, Cincinnati Bengals; Tim Dwight, Atlanta Falcons; I think the Ravens guy, but that was after the Giants guy did it.
Right.
So the Ravens won it, but that was two guys in the same game back to back.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Then of course the Bears had a kick return.
That was literally the only good play the Giants did in that entire Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was the most
5-7 or something was the final, and that was sandwiched between two Ravens touchdowns. So even in hindsight, it's like, yeah, they had a long touchdown, but the play before it was a Ravens touchdown, the play after it was a Ravens touchdown.
Thank God he returned it, though, because it shouldn't count against the defense, but it does. Because it's already close between the 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens, but if they could have got a shutout in the Super Bowl...
Okay, Devin Hester
that would have
has
been...
the record for the opening kickoff of a Super Bowl for a touchdown.
Yes, quickest touchdown scored. The only way it'll ever be beaten is if somebody goes untouched and runs faster than Hester did.
It was also in his rookie season.
There are faster people than Devin Hester.
Oh yeah, but he would have to take it back. He would have to, because the clock starts the minute the ball enters the field of play on a kickoff. So if you get it in the end zone, it doesn't start to come out. So in theory, if you could get a running start and catch the ball at, say, the 15 on a short kick,
right,
run faster than Devin Hester or as fast and go untouched, you could break that record.
Right.
So apparently,
because Devin Hester's kick return was what, 98 yards?
92.
92. So, I mean, if you give him an 85-yard run, you're getting a 7-yard head start.
So,
right.
One thing that hasn't happened yet is no punts have ever been returned for a touchdown yet.
Nope. I believe the longest, right, in the Super Bowl, I believe the longest punt return is John Taylor's, unless it's been beaten recently.
No, you're right. It's still John Taylor.
Yep, Super Bowl 23. Yep. That was also a hell of a punt, too. It sent him way back. Scott Fulhag of the Bengals was punting.
Fulhag.
Yeah. That's a name.
Hey, the rookie tight end Waylon finally gets a catch.
Longest kickoff return in Super Bowl history.
I want to say it's probably one of the ones more recent that I don't know, but I'm going to go with Tim Dwight, Atlanta.
Scobie Jones.
Yeah.
108 yards.
Baltimore Ravens against the 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah. Tim Dwight's was like 98 yards, I believe.
And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. The offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
Well, Devin Hester had 14 punt returns for touchdowns.
2 yards, good enough for a first. Let's go, baby. While there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
That makes it a 7-point game.
Hey, Burton gets in for the touchdown.
No, that makes it a 5-point game. I can't do math in my fucking head.
41 minus 35 is 6.
Yeah.
Oh, 36, okay. Yeah, 5, you're right. I thought I read it as 35. So all you need to do is get the ball back, but you only have 2 timeouts.
But I've got 2 timeouts left. So I have to kind of like stop them incomplete pass or something.
Gotta hope they throw a pass on 3rd down.
Yeah, basically.
Otherwise, they'll be punting it. If you get timeouts immediately, they'll be punting it with about 20 seconds left, I think.
How much time's on the clock?
1:16.
Okay, well, the computer might be dumb enough to throw a pass.
He's also got to stop him on 1st and 2nd.
Right.
Okay, 2nd down with 1:13 on the clock. Now, he's had a lot of luck with Homer Jones lately going down the middle, so if he can get the ball back, he's got a chance. Now it's 109. And you're out of timeouts. So if they do it right, they'll be punting somewhere around 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If you stop them, yeah. 3rd and 8, I would run it personally, but yeah, they are spread out. So this could actually work to your benefit if you can stop them.
Not unless you fumble it. It's over.
What happened?
First down.
Pass, got the first down.
Oh, they did pass it?
Yep.
Wow. They went for the win, huh?
I'm at 66%, and I think that's about as far as I'm going to get tonight, because as soon as you guys are done, I'm out.
Just leave it on, dude. Don't do that.
It's not like I need it in the morning. We won't be doing anything during...
No, but it'll finish downloading before you get up.
Why did he intercept it on 4th down? That's just a stat grabber right there.
Disturbed uploaded a new video.
Who?
Disturbed. One of my favorite bands. Yeah. That's them. 20 years ago. Oh, Andy Reid, Andy Reid face mask is winning the internet tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Who is the best kick returner ever?
Devin Hester.
Deion Sanders.
No.
Oh, this is best is Devin Hester for 5 career kick return touchdowns, 14 punt return touchdowns, first all time, and ranks 10th in the all time.
Oh yeah, statistically he definitely is.
Not just statistically, he's the best ever.
Oh, okay, let's calm down here. He did also play for the Falcons, you know. In fact, he broke the record as a Falcon.
Yeah,
I'm
not saying Falcons can't do anything.
No, you are a little biased. Let's not. I mean, I picked Deion Sanders. You think I picked Deion Sanders because he played for the Cowboys? No.
Well, the other thing is, as a football player, Deion's 100 times better than Devin Hester, but you got to give Devin Hester the one thing he's better at, and just barely. I mean, Deion's pretty good at that too.
Yeah, right. Well, Skillet uploaded a bunch of new songs.
You know what else Deion Sanders was better at than Devin Hester?
Playing baseball?
Running the suck. That guy could fucking talk shit like a motherfucker.
He was pro wrestling in the NFL. He could self-promote, and he invented a character. He invented a gimmick. And he even talks about that in his 30 for 30, that he marketed a character to the world and made a lot of money on it. A brand, as they refer to it.
Tucker Fredrickson, torn pectoral, length of injury time 31.
But back in '65, Neon Deion was Shanta.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
Wow, so Fredrickson's season is done for the #1 overall draft pick.
Oh, are you serious? What happened? What did he do?
Dunn is saying it fucking politely.
What happened?
That's the 3rd guy this year that's had a season-ending injury. In a second future, first for a human.
What injury?
The other two are semi-pro teams. Just keep ignoring him, John.
Oh, look at the chat.
Just keep ignoring him. It's funny. I am trying. Facebook is not working.
He's got a torn pectoral.
Wow.
Length 31.
Wow.
That's not just ending his fucking season.
So
that's like 2 years.
So we're in week 7. So yeah, no, 31 weeks is not 2 years, dude. Where did you get your math from?
I'm
It's
talking
late.
about 31 weeks in terms of season length.
Right, but you don't play that's the off season too.
I don't know if they count on the off season.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they
Either
do.
way, 31. That's still half a fucking. That's 6 months, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, it's over. 26
Torn
weeks.
fucking pectoral.
26 weeks is 6 months.
I
Yeah,
know.
he'd be out until it's week 7. We're in October, so you're talking May. Mini camps he might be able to suit up for. Whether he get clearance or not, don't know.
So it's sad, but historically, I don't think he gets hurt until either the very end of the season or the off season. But because I had to research him because I'm like, why was this guy picked above Gale Sayers and everything? And he was really good in his rookie year. I think he even made the All-Pro, but he got injured either in the beginning of his second year or in the off season, and he was never the same. That's like what the papers wrote about him.
Yeah, so his ratings will go down.
Yeah, so it's kind of
He
interesting.
does miss.
That he
Listen
got
to
hurt.
this, John. Listen to this. He doesn't play in 66. You got to drop him.
Okay, so
You don't get him back. You don't get him back till 67, and then as Mark was saying,
Yeah,
he's less than a shell of himself. He only rushed for half the yards that he
Yep.
rushed for in
I
65.
don't know why. You know why? Because he tore his pectoral.
yes. See, we
Well,
didn't
this
know
one
why,
says
but now we
knee.
do.
This one says knee, but yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Tip versus knee, it's all the same.
schematics.
You know what would be? You know what would be funny is if he and Jim Brown go to the same team in 66.
Did you say schematics or semantics?
Yeah, I said schematics.
So John doesn't do math. John doesn't do math, and Phantom doesn't do English.
Right. Something happens after midnight.
Yeah, we're
Brain
way
shuts
after
up.
midnight. We're after midnight. We're after midnight in Central Time Zone.
That's what I mean. I'm going to stick to the story that's when I forgot English, even though we all know.
Okay.
That,
So I did not get my new bid at the power plant.
No.
Nope.
Your
I'll
seniority
have to
didn't
stay.
kick in?
No, somebody with more seniority that's going to be voting for Biden outbid me.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm going to be stuck in my job till through the Super Bowl now, at least.
Anybody still broadcasting?
I got
Yeah,
53
Phantoms.
seconds left. Yeah. Shanta gets another interception.
You're destroying the Dolphins. I beat the
Yeah.
Dolphins twice already. I beat them and I gave up 3 points in both games, so at least I bested you there.
I'm pretty sure they're winless.
They are.
They hurt my running back,
with
too.
the exception of the Browns game, the Bills' defense is really good.
Yeah, what happened in that Browns game?
I could not stop Jim Brown. He had over 200 yards rushing. Brian does something when he's running the ball. I can shut John down. When I gave up like 40, 50 yards to the Oilers, but that's a really good game compared to what John normally gets.
Right.
Brian, I've shut down, I shut down Dick Bass before. I've shut down Don Perkins, but Jim Brown I have trouble with. Thank
Well,
God this is his last season.
Right,
in
exactly.
Cleveland. Much as I love Jim Brown, I do. He's one of the greatest of all time, plus a
Right.
great person. I'm not going to be sad to see him leave Cleveland. Sorry, Terrors, if you're watching. I know you went to bed, but
Yeah.
if you watch the replay, we're not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Was that a picture of a guy dropping the ball?
Yes, that was a highlight.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, and there's a picture of the field. That's good.
Oh, well, that'll do it. So I actually won the turnover battle for once. So, all right. Dolphins remain winless. The Jets are still in first, but the Patriots are right there. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on Saturday with the Bears Cardinals. Have a good
Indeed.
night.
They get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami.